Good evening, everyone. So this evening we are going to do a little bit of drone footage. So drone is just set up now, I haven't taken it off yet. So we'll take off up into the sky and we'll have a look at and see what we can see. Haven't flown this now in quite a while. The last time I flown this was when the David Brown was doing some rolling. So hopefully I can still fly it. Should be able to, hopefully. So what are we doing today? We're going to have a wee look at, firstly we're going to have a little look to our left, and you will see one of our fields here that we will be cutting for silage, hopefully in the coming week. We've had a lot of heavy rain today, and with that heavy rain you can see that the grass has started to go down a little bit, so not ideal, unfortunately, but not much we can do about it either at the same time. So 12 acres here in this field, and as I say, we hope to cut that some stage next week. I'll just fly up a little bit more and we'll kind of zoom or turn to the right. Now you can see just to the right of that field there that has the yellow tinge of it that was already cut. That's another one of our fields that we have for silage. There's another 12 acres in that as well. You can actually see some of the roller marks are still in it. That is actually where the David Brown, where the footage of it was taken rolling that time. So two fields, not very far apart, but there is a little trip around the road, probably about 2.5 mile, maybe 3 mile of a trip around the road, 2.5 miles right round to get into that field over the far side. So a little bit of a trek, but not much you can do about it. Now this piece of land here, this long strip here just below us, you can see there's a mucky part just along the ditch here. If we continue on down there, try and continue on down slowly, you can see there's some cattle in the bottom of it. Those are all animals that we had last year. They were all kind of casualties and moving a little bit too quickly. I'm a little bit rusty at this, so hopefully we can make it work. So yeah, down this long narrow strip of a field, there's about 4 acres in this field. You can see we've some casualty cattle from last year. There's 3 or 4 of these had sore feet. They were young enough stock for sore feet. One of them put his shoulder out, and then there's 1 or 2 other then that there wasn't really any issues with, but we just put them with these because we wanted to build up a little bit of a batch here just for grazing. One of the animals that's actually here in this batch is our good Charolais bull, the one that wasn't performing. He's 5 years old now. This would have been his 3rd season with the cows. He had a little bit of a foot issue, and we do believe that the foot issue is curing, so we're going to leave it another few weeks and we're going to get a fertility test done on him and see if we can get any answers to what is going on with him. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do. I'm just going to drop down a little bit because we're a little bit on the high side. I'm kind of a good bit away from where I am, so hopefully the footage doesn't drop out. Yeah, so that's them. There's kind of a mix of all different breeds in there. And a mix and match of all different sizes of cattle. So that is those. The other side of the ditch, you can see we have some of our cows and calves. Let's see if I can get down. There's 16 cows and 14 calves here. So a couple of the cows that lost calves, we've kind of give some of them another chance. And yeah, so that's kind of what they're at. You can see we have a limousine bull here which we purchased. He's a 5-star limousine bull. He's 7, he's not very young, but he's a fairly easy calving, and he's getting a little bit of a run out with the cows. So you can see him there, he's eating beside one of the black cows. Trying to see where the calves are, or is there any of them here? There's more cows there. There is some of the calves there, sorry, you can see them there, the smaller ones. So kind of hard to make it out on the screen. You can see then just there's an old house here just coming through the ditch. There is one of the younger cows and calves, or the younger calves that was born there lately. So and the other one, then you can see it actually coming through as well. So yeah, that's kind of what that is. Just a roughish piece of ground that there's 23 acres in it in total, and yeah, that's just what it is. The other piece here, you can see the drone isn't going to go that far, but you can see there's a piece here that's been grazed just in the distance, and that is that's a 9-acre field, belong to us as well. The far side of it, they're grazing now at the minute. There's 25 bulls grazing on that at present. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to fly down that far. I know the drone is going to drop out of coverage, and maybe even run out of battery could be another issue. We'll try and just maybe get a little bit closer. Don't want to go too far away because can't really see the drone now at the minute. It's just a speck in the distance. But you can see them over the far side. Unfortunately, they're just the wrong side. In relation to where I am now, let's see if I turn around. That's our farmyard there, so you can see it there just in the distance. It's now centre of the screen, top centre. So we're not too far away. We can get access down from two different sides to this ground. So yeah, it's just kind of where it is. There is a little bit of silage cut in the area. You can see a couple of fields over here, just in the distance. And if we turn around, you can see then there's some fields down here in the top end of the screen. That was all cut yesterday, and that is all belonged to it's belonged to a guy who has all that rented, a lot of it rented. So it was cut in the cut in the rain. So yeah, that was that. There's another then couple of fields here that was cut last week. Round bales made of that. So that's really all that's been cut locally at the minute. There's a lot of silage on the ground that hasn't been cut yet. That's really it, I suppose. Unfortunately, we're not going to see that awfully much at the minute. I thought the cattle might have been all up this side, but they all seem to be down on the other side from where I came to, which is Murphy's Law, I suppose you could call that. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to land this now, seeing as there's not much else to see. You can see the Mourne mountain range in the background. I might actually just take a little bit of battery left, so I'll fly up and maybe take a little bit of footage just of the general area. Yeah, so you can see I'm just getting a warning here up on screen because the battery level is getting low, not to fly too high. Yeah, so you can kind of see just some of the countryside that we have around here. Some very nice scenery. It is fairly picturesque around here. We've got some nice mountain ranges locally, and plenty of places to visit and see. It's starting to sound like it's Tourism Ireland here at the minute, but no, it is. It is a nice enough area. You can see my newly built house there, just in the in the centre of the screen here, up on top of the hill. It's going well. A lot of the outside work is done. It's just mostly inside work, so I don't think we can see. There is a very nice castle that I think the sun is going to block the view over to, and it's kind of there just where the sun is. So you might be able to just about see it there now. It's quite a large Norman castle, which is definitely nice to look at, and something to maybe see in the future. I'm going to maybe try and get over and take a bit of footage of it. So we are landed and in one piece. I had a lot of lights starting to flash at me and tell me to get it landed, so I had to abandon making the video. Not that there wasn't that much to see, just the way it all panned out with the cattle all being on the far side of where I was trying to video. But anyway, that's how it works out. Yeah, I get a lot of questions asking what is the drone that I use, and it is a Typhoon H. I find them fairly good. They are fairly big. They're 6 propeller, as you can see. The camera on them it's actually a Sony camera. They make the camera for them, 4K, and it's on a gimbal, so completely independent and spins round, and can take some nice footage. I wouldn't be that good at using the camera end of it. I probably should look into it a bit more and try to get a bit better. When I'm flying it, sometimes the exposure goes all wrong and the colours all go all haywire on me, so I'm not that awfully up to tune with how to use it, which isn't a great thing when you're trying to make videos. So I really need to look into that end of it. But the reason I bought it was that it had 6 propellers, and if you hit off a tree or something and one of them breaks, it'll still fly. It'll fly on 5. They compensate and it works. So they are fairly intelligent bits of kit. Another reason why I purchased it was a lot of the other makes you have to connect like your phone or a small like an iPad mini or some of those things to it, whereas this here had its own completely independent screen, and really nice controls on it too. Lots of separate functions, and they're fairly easy to use. I'm a complete amateur at flying them, but I hooked it up out of the box and flew it the first time, and absolutely no issue. The GPS on it leaves it very easy. You kind of, once it connects to the GPS, when it takes off, it'll sit and hover there and doesn't move. Even in a windy day, it'll compensate for the wind and still hover more or less in the same position. So they are foolproof to fly usually. In saying that, I did crash it once, let it into a tree and done a little bit of damage to some of these here arms. I had to replace a couple of arms on it, but completely my own fault. I just flew the wrong direction into the tree, but apart from that, I've had no real issues with it. There is smaller ones now. You can get smaller ones that only have 4 propellers that are probably better. This technology is now probably around 2014, 2015-ish, I think. So yeah, you can get better ones. It has got this here, it's called RealSense. Intel makes it, and what it'll do is these here sonar teeny bobs, I don't know what you call them, they will track and see stuff. So if you're flying around, if you've it turned on properly, if you're flying around, it'll see a tree, it'll actually stop and fly around the tree and miss the tree. Same with buildings or any kind of objects really. They're designed, I've never really used it, to be honest. I paid a bit extra to have it on it, but I've never used it, and if I did use it, I probably wouldn't have hit the tree. So I really, as I say, I'm not that up to date on flying them. I really should practice a bit more with them. So as I mentioned there, Roach Castle, which is local to us here, I do intend to try and take a bit of footage of it if I can get time at the minute. That's the whole problem. But that'll be something in the future. I'll try and get a bit of footage of it, because it's a nice monument, and I think you would be able to get some nice clips or nice footage of it. But that's really it. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of a video. Kind of just a couple of wee different videos. There's no silage going on. I am busy with other things, but I'm still trying to do different bits of videos. And as you seen last night, there was that little run through on the 6.4/20s functions of everything in the cab, and now a little bit of drone footage now tonight. So it's just trying to mix it up a little bit and keep everybody happy, if you like. I know everybody doesn't like this kind of footage or the kind of footage from last night, but I'm just trying to keep everybody happy with what I'm putting up. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to throw down a line below in the comment section. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, just hit it, and hit the wee bell beside it, and you'll get a little notification then every time I post. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.